Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving right into a massive, honestly mind-bending paradox about the knowledge we possess. We're going to explore this really strange friction between all our modern human progress and that deep, often totally unfulfilled search for meaning. Let's get into it.
Look, historically speaking, humanity has scored some major triumphs. We've banned slavery, heavily curtailed economic servitude, and spread knowledge like wildfire. By all accounts, we should be absolutely thrilled, right? But instead, our modern reality is kind of plagued by loneliness, sadness, and this literal epidemic of emptiness.
So how did we get here? Well, it started as a slow sunrise. Back in the 1700s, the American and French revolutions promised us political emancipation. And then, the Industrial Revolution rolled in, bringing the American dream with it. You know the drill. Work hard, become economically liberated. We basically set the stage for nirvana. But then, we stumbled.
See, a huge component of our well-being is actually spiritual. We humans have always possessed this deep psychological need to relate to the transcendent. I mean, even cave paintings from tens of thousands of years ago show this connection. You'd think all our political and economic progress would have just strengthened that bond, right?
Well, not exactly. Instead, Friedrich Nietzsche arrives on the scene with a profound disruption, declaring, "God is dead and we have killed him." It was like that child blurting out that the emperor has no clothes. Nietzsche basically backed humanity into a corner, completely forcing us to redefine the supernatural.
But thinkers stepped up to offer a solution. Protestantism had already put the idea out there that you didn't need a priest to speak to God. But then transcendentalism comes along, driven by figures like Ralph Waldo Emerson, offering a totally new response. God is everywhere and in everything. And a lot of outsiders and outliers really took this to heart, basically opting out of traditional institutions entirely.
But hey, here's the catch. Having a genuine conversation with the universe, that requires extremely hard, introspective work. And instead of doing that, we're living in the age of comparison. We're prioritizing social media metrics over spiritual reflection. We usually just wait until some massive catastrophe strikes before we finally stop to ask the big question.
And life absolutely confronts us with this mandatory package of three fundamental questions. Why am I here? What is my mission? And what happens when I leave this world? Now, the modern world really loves to ignore that third question. But here's the thing. Without it, those first two questions become distressingly unanswerable.
You can possess all the shiny trappings of material success and still feel completely hollow inside, like an empty wage slave just drifting without meaning. If you want to uncover your unique purpose, you've got to take responsibility and actually put in the work.
So where do we even start with all this? Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson offers us a beautifully simple starting point. Just get a notebook. Literally, grab a notebook and start writing about anything at all. If you keep at it, your thoughts will eventually converge into a coherent vision.
This actually perfectly mirrors the great Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi and his famous dream. Upon waking, he asked, "Am I a man dreaming I am a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming I am a man?" The point is, we cannot just accept the physical world at face value anymore, especially today in the age of AI. We really have to seek out the truth behind the door.
And when you finally do that work and you discover a deeper understanding of life, you have a duty. As the Dalai Lama beautifully states, share your knowledge. It is a way to achieve immortality. You see, our wisdom is truly meant for the common good. It's just like the traditional proverb goes, a candle loses absolutely nothing by lighting another candle. Knowledge is meant to be tested and it's meant to be shared. So embrace critical thinking, find your truth, and keep looking for something magical every single day. I'll leave you with this. What knowledge will you share with others today?